don't want that free blue. Yo, what up? This is Free Blues Boxing. Hit the like, subscribe, and the notification bell for unlimited content. We are Bike. What up, boxing world and all fans across the world? It is time. The superstar, one of the current faces of boxing, Gervonta Tank Davis, a real household name, a pay-per-view attraction, has sold out everywhere, including places in his hometown and in Atlanta, filling stadiums up and giving the fans what they want to see in the sport of boxing, which is knockouts. He's proven the haters and doubters wrong. Now, the current four-time world champion just came off a phenomenal win against Leo Santa Cruz just this last October 31st. He's the lightweight sensation, the real deal, the current Mike Tyson of this generation. He has all the skills, he has defense, he has power, he has charisma. And out of all the young lightweights, he is the first one to go pay-per-view and really selling out arenas. We've seen what he did twice in his hometown, Baltimore, selling out arenas and inspiring the young bulls as well. And then selling out the Atlanta Hawks Stadium when he fought Gamboa. Then after that, a pay-per-view mega fight with Leo Santa Cruz, knocking him out in the 7th round in Arlington, Texas. A 95% plus knockout ratio compared to Mike Tyson and Deontay Wilder. Tank, one of the biggest attractions and one of the most exciting fighters from the lightweight division, holding the WBA belts at lightweight and super featherweight. One of my favorite fighters, along with Devin the Dream Haney, who was also in the same division in lightweight. Now it's been a minute since Gervonta Tank Davis fought Leo Santa Cruz just this last October 31st. He's been working. I'm sure he's been staying in Vegas and staying prepared for his next fight, as he's been talking about along with his coach. It looks in pictures that he's staying in shape and not shooting up to super middleweight, but staying in lightweight shape and super featherweight shape, 130 and 135. But here, he tweets just this February 3rd that he hurt his hand in sparring. Floyd Mayweather and Leonard Ellerbe are Gervonta Tank Davis promoters. And from a promotional perspective, I'm sure they look at Gervonta Tank Davis as an asset and just a terrific fighter. They're probably their best fighter, definitely their best fighter. I know Gervonta Tank Davis is grown, but I feel like they need to supervise Tank Davis and make sure his workout regimen and sparring is on point, and making sure he's throwing punches particular ways so that he doesn't hurt his hand. I know it's the sport of boxing and it's inevitable. Injuries are inevitable. But you have to mention that Tank Davis is approaching his prime. And with all the madness and chaos going on in the super featherweight and lightweight division, including Teofimo Lopez, Ryan Garcia, Devin the Dream Haney, and even Shakur Stevenson, who's going after them ESPN guys, Burchell and Herring, Gervonta Tank Davis could not afford to get injured, and just all the money they can generate through these mega fights. After Tank tweeted that he hurt his hand in sparring on the 13th, a couple days later, he tweeted that his hands are okay and telling everybody to relax. Clearly, he was irritated and annoyed of, I guess, the backlash and what the media was saying coming back to him, like, wow, you know what I mean, my favorite fighter isn't going to fight this year. Wow, you're probably, the trolls talking about, you're probably ducking all of these other big names. Basically, you're a J-Cat. Obviously, Tank didn't take the backlash very well and just put this tweet out, I guess, to just silence the critics and what everybody was talking about. Pretty much tweeted this out as a pacifier just to shut up the media. Now, there are rumors that he broke his hand and that he could be out for the whole 2021. But if he only needs a few months to get his hand back right, then he should be back. He should be back this summer. As a matter of fact, he put on his Instagram that he will be back this June. So that is the new exciting news. It's breaking news. Now the question is, who will he fight out of all these names in the super featherweight and in the lightweight division? He is a household name. He's turning 27 this year, and he can't settle fighting a PE teacher or a plumber. It has to be a pay-per-view fight a huge fight. They did a good job at finding an arena where they can have social distance fans. I like what they did with the Leo Santa Cruz fight. Gervonta Tank Davis is a walking asset. He is a brand, and I believe Floyd Mayweather, Larry Ellaby, and his whole staff, training, everybody will do a good job at putting him in position and making the most of his career and continuing what they've been doing. And that's knocking guys out in spectacular fashion. And Floyd is looking at Tank Davis, passing him the torch and continuing Floyd's legacy of being undefeated and being the most hated and just beating everybody, being the most paid, being the face of boxing, capturing belts, the biggest numbers, and not ducking any opposition. Now, to my knowledge, most promoters, including Oscar De La Hoya of Golden Boy Promotions, Matchroom Boxing with Eddie Hearn, Bob Arum with ESPN, these are all of Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez, and Ryan Garcia's promoters. I believe that they all want to wait until post-vaccination, until letting these fights happen so that they can monetize and maximize, the most money that they can make when these young superstars fight. At the same time, fans are bored and are demanding the biggest fights on the planet. I mean, we just seen the Super Bowl. We're still seeing the finals. And in other sports, they're doing it real big. But boxing and the promoters are waiting, and MMA too, they're waiting until they can really have fans in the building and have the biggest fights all across the board, bigger than other sports. Like I'm saying over and over again, Gervonta Tank Davis is one of the pay-per-view stars and biggest attractions in the sport of boxing, along with Errol Spence Jr., Canelo, Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua, Canelo Alvarez. They are keeping the sport of boxing alive and breathing. It's kind of like the excitement that Tom Brady brings to the NFL. I mean, his transition to the Buccaneers, he is still the face of the sport. But yeah, the sad thing about it is everybody wants to see Gervonta Tank Davis lose. It's that same business model that Floyd had, just the most hated. You got guys coming to the internet, young guys, young fighters talking about, oh, look at me, I beat up Tank in sparring. Besides Canelo, Demetrius Andre, Jamal Charlo, Triple G, they want those other names in the bigger weights. They want Canelo for the payday. These young guys at the lighter weight divisions want Tank Davis, and Tank Davis isn't really even given much attention because he is the A-side and the most paid. Gervonta Tank Davis is in his prime and is a critical time with how you're going to deal with his career. Put in the comment section who you want him to fight next and other fights you want to see as well. They don't want that free blues. Yo, thank you for watching Free Blues Boxing. Hit the like, subscribe, and the notification bell for unlimited content. Until next time, peace and love.